Oh yeah! Here we go. You see a ghost, I see it too. You wave hello, but I say boo. You like this intro? Made a lot of edits. Now it's time for the title credits. My guest is cool, the interview's informal. That's what you get in the new Paranormal. That was my attempt at rap. Of course, I'm no mummy. But my guest today is sure to have you in stitches, because he's continually coughing up sick rhymes. Please welcome hip-hop artist Spike Yeezy. Spike, why rap?
Rap has always, for some reason, like that style of writing has always resonated with me. I used to write poems and stuff back in the day. Hip hop, just in general, the culture, the music. For some reason, when I was growing up as a kid, it was just one of the first genres of music that I ever like really connected with, where like I heard it and I was like, yo, this is dope. This sounds good to me. When I was writing poetry back in like middle school and high school, I had like friends just telling me like, yo, you should like just throw these on like beats and stuff. Because we used to see people freestyling like in the lunchroom and stuff like that. So that was always like super appealing to me. So I kind of like took those worlds and kind of just like put them together, and I just really started writing a lot, and then yeah, everything just went from there.
What do you call a fish that raps? Swim Shady. Who are some of your musical influences?
I would say Jay-Z is definitely one. One of his albums was the first hip hop album that I ever purchased as a kid with my own money. It was Volume 3, Life and Times of Sean Carter. I still remember it came out like 99, 2000. That's really whenever I started like first getting into hip hop. So he's been a very influential artist just over the course of like my life, just because he's just been putting out so much music since I started listening to him. I've owned every single one of his albums. I know most of his songs.
J to the Izzo, S to the SH. For shizzle, my nizzle, always reppin' West VA. Washing all these haters off my ass like a bidet. Every time I come around your block, it's a good day.
A second one would be Justin Timberlake.
I don't even wanna try. Every part of me is paralyzed.
That guy is just he's just one soulful white boy, man, I gotta say. And like everything that he's done has just been like incredible as a solo artist. And like NSYNC, I grew up listening to NSYNC too. Like there's one of the first CDs just that I ever owned, period. So like I've been following his career for a long time as well. The third, I would say Jay Chou. He's a Taiwanese American artist. Like he was really huge in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China for a long time. He started putting out music whenever I was in like late middle school, early high school. So I've been listening to him for a long time as well. He's also very hip hop, R&B influenced. Those three artists alone, I've spent a lot of time listening to over my life. So
have you ever seen any of them live?
No, I wish. I would love to. I would love to see all of them live.
One day.
Yeah, one day.
Now, Spike, let's talk about some of your original music. What is your creative workflow like?
Pretty much like the way I work is the same way I used to write papers in college, which was I would just go in and I would sit. Back in the day, I would just sit in front of my computer. Now I just, I sit in front of my phone and I just kind of let my fingers take me away, you know what I mean? And I would just start typing. And like I never really like would do like a whole outline and like structure everything. Like I would just write until like I was out of ideas. And then I would go back and like edit it, reformat things, place things where they need to be to kind of structure it. Where most songs have a general like structure to them, you know what I mean? Like intro, verse, hook, like, another verse, chorus, bridge, outro. Like, so as far as that goes, that's already usually kind of set in stone. So I just go in and I just write. Every project, every song is like different. Like there's some times where I like have verses written before I go into the studio, and then I try to find a beat that matches like the vibe of like what I'm writing about. But usually it's the other way around. Like I just sit in the studio while my producer's making a beat. and I'm working on my verse while he's creating the beat, and it always ends up, we meet in the middle and record a song, and boom, done.
Do you ever find it hard to come up with rhymes? Like you come up with a great line and then you get stuck on the next line to rhyme with it?
It kind of is, but it's super fun. These are the challenges that I like, I guess. What I mean? Like, it's definitely always very entertaining to myself to be able to put words together. For as long as I've been doing it, it's still like I get a kick out of it, and then it's just exciting every time I can find a new way to say something, or like a new rhyme scheme or pattern or something like that. So I really enjoy it. It's like a fun, it's always a fun challenge to write songs.
I'm a pacifist, can we rap the business? I'm a catalyst. Off the rip, I got bars. If you talking shit, ain't nobody want half of this. If you got a problem, I ain't having it. Yeah, I gotta rap the kid.
Spectacular! Have you ever written a rap about chocolate? You know, a song with candy bars? Now, what did it feel like to perform on stage for the first time?
Definitely exhilarating. The first time I performed one of my original songs live was in college, and it was just like things could go any which way at any time, and honestly, it's like you have no control over anything except for how you perform or how you deliver whatever it is that you're delivering. Your first experience, and that's one that you'll never get again. So I do remember that very, very clearly, and it was awesome.
And what was the title of the song you performed?
Oh man, it was a song off of my very first full-length mixtape that I made that I dropped in like 2010. Man, I can't remember the title of it, but I remember it was an Incubus sample. When you start writing, you really have no idea like what you're gonna do, what you're gonna write about. You just like what direction like your content is gonna go. So this was it was one of the first songs where I felt confident enough that I could put something out where it like was a representation of like who I was.
What do you call it when you're scheduled for a rap battle, but your opponent just isn't as good as you hoped for? A disappointment! Have you ever had a disappointing experience performing live? Any horror stories we should know about?
Yeah, I got a few stories. Like the first time I ever had like a show go wrong or a performance go wrong was like I had a friend who like had booked a party at a club, and he asked me to perform. This was like my like second year of like performing music. Like I was still like super green, super young in it. I show up to the club like an hour beforehand, think I was going to do sound check, but there was like nobody there. So like I left and came back whenever the party started, and like the DJ was there. So I go up to the DJ and I'm like, yo, so like, when do you want me to go on? And the DJ was like, he's like, oh, I didn't know you were performing tonight. I was like, wait, so the guy didn't tell you that? Like, and he's like, nah, but he's like, you can if you want. And it's like, and I had like, my beats on a CD. So I was like, yo, like, if you can, like, I'm still down. Like I have my beats with me. Like I'm always ready to go. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, but I don't have a microphone. And I was like, okay, well, I don't either. So I guess this performance isn't happening. I kind of rolled with it, but it was just like a lesson learned. And after that, I bought my own microphone that I bring out to shows and stuff like that. And that one was just a lesson for me to just like always think ahead and always be like prepared.
Speaking of microphones, did you know that December 12th is National Microphone Day? Go ahead, check your calendar. Check 1 2 1 2.
One that was a little disappointing was where me and the guy that I was rapping with, we had another show at a club, and it was a big show. It was packed that night, like it was shoulder to shoulder in there. I mean, it's mad people at this place. And right as we were supposed to go on, a fight broke out like at like somewhere in the club, like over by the front door, and everybody got maced. So that was just floating through the air. Everybody was crying, choking, puking, and we just stood there and we were like, oh man, this kind of sucks. I ended up feeling some of the pepper spray or the mace or whatever it was in the air, and like we started choking, so we got out of there. You know, it's things happen, like people get in fights and stuff. Like, yeah, that stuff's out of your control.
Apparently, someone stole a few of my 90s rap CDs. Oh well, no biggie. What's the scariest thing about being a rapper?
There's nothing that I'm really scared of at this point anymore, but I will say there's a lot of things that are just like, there's some things that are like annoying about it. Just being a rapper, being labeled a rapper. It's honestly, it's like, I think it might be one of the only like artistries where like you constantly are having to prove yourself to people, no matter what you're doing or how far you like. I've been doing this for like 10 years and I still meet people and I tell them I'm a rapper and they're like, rap something for me right now. You know what I mean? Or like spit something for me. And like, it's like more often than none that happens. Like I would say when I'm out at if I go to a party or if I go to the clubs or whatever and people find out, I would say it's like 65% of the time they ask me to rap for them on the spot. I get it. Like, it's just one of those things, but it's like, I got a Spotify, I got Apple Music. You can go listen to my stuff online, but it definitely gets a little tedious, like having to do that. And then having to explain myself to people all the time, just because, I don't know, maybe there's like a stigma to being a rapper, because I don't know, like other musicians, like if you ask other people what they do and someone's like, oh, I'm a singer, or like I play guitar, I play piano, like no one's going to be like, yo, play me Bach's Concerto No. 3 for me right now. You know what I mean? Like nobody does that, but for some reason, rappers, everybody just always wants to hear you rap live. And it's like, okay, like, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like a huge problem, but like, it just, you know, it definitely gets a little on my nerves sometimes.
Let's take a talk and take another visit. When all of us were dumb and young and children, what made you happy or sad? What made you look or made you mad? What was the fire inside of you that would make you that? From the mountains down to the bayou, it's time to take a trek. Making moves, better claim a set. Paying dues, paying rent, making tunes, never rest. Who's a station in the studio? He's a degenerate.
What drives you, Spike? What drives you to do what you do?
What drives me to do? I would say the love of the music. It's like, I know it's a cliche answer, but like I really do love music. I've been involved with music my whole life. I started playing piano when I was like 6. I played guitar and drums in high school. I was in like show choir and chamber choir. I've just been performing my whole life. So it's just something that I've known for a long time. And it's like a drug. Like I want more of it. Like I want to do more of it. And I want it. It's like an itch. Like if I haven't done a show in a while, like I get that itch where I'm like, I need to like get on stage or I need to perform something. So I love it. I love writing music. It's like therapy for me. I would go crazy if I didn't. I don't know what other outlets I would be taking to be able to like deal with and process my like emotions as a human being if I didn't do this. But which is why I guess there's, you know, all sorts of artistic mediums and everybody has their own way of expressing themselves. This is just the way I do it for myself, and I just and it just makes me feel good. So I would just continue to do it until it doesn't feel like that anymore.
Great answer. Spike, it's time for the lightning round. Go. Favorite movie?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze. Like hands down by far, I just love the Turtles.
First concert you attended?
Kanye West in 2005 at West Virginia University's Fall Fest. But John Legend was still his piano player at the time. Like he wasn't even like John Legend yet. So that was a very memorable concert for me. And that was like the first real big concert that I ever attended.
2 for the price of 1. Ha! Spectacular! What did you eat today?
Let's see. For breakfast, I had a Asiago bagel and lox with cream cheese and capers and a chai tea. And then for lunch, I had Marie Callender's Salisbury steak TV dinner because I was just in a rush doing stuff today. So I got a special place in my heart for TV dinners.
Oh, very eclectic meals. If you were to get a gift for the last person who texted you, what would you give them?
Flowers, because it was my mom was the person who last texted me like a couple hours ago. So yeah.
Your best friend is kidnapped, and the only way to save him is to recite one song perfectly. What song would you choose?
Forgot About Dre by Dr. Dre and Eminem. I know that song front to back, every single word of it.
Ah, yes. Dre. What did Dr. Dre say to his wife during Netflix and chill? Hope you're ready for the next episode. Thank you, Spike, for shooting the sheet with me today.
Cool, man.
My friends, I must ghost you for now. Until next time, goodbye.